Over the next 3 episodes, we'll dive deep and explore what's commonly called the Stoic Dichotomy of Control. If you want to move through the world with purpose, unflappable, whatever the circumstances, you'll want to make time for these episodes. Learning about the dichotomy, really wrestling with the implications of it, changed everything in my life. I believe it will do the same for you. Hey there, it's me, Core, and you're listening to Exercising Self-Control, from Fitness to Flourishing. There is a lesson in Stoicism so powerful, so vitally important that Arrian, a student of Epictetus, put it in the first 3 sentences of the Enchiridion. Fail to grasp this lesson, and all the promise of Stoic invincibility will seem nonsensical. However, by consistently applying the simple, obvious truth in each moment of choice, you will be an athlete unconquered indeed, as Epictetus put it. Here's a little background. The Enchiridion, a small collection of the most directly applicable teachings of Stoicism, is based on the discourses of Epictetus. Originally, the discourses consisted of 8 books, but only 4 survived to modern times. Half the Enchiridion summarizes the surviving 4 books, with the other half believed to come from the 4 that are lost. The word Enchiridion, ancient Greek, means ready at hand. These handy reference manuals were carried around by students of a philosophy to assist their practice when away from their teacher. In this Stoic Enchiridion, we are given the principles needed to live well regardless of our circumstances. Some chapters are 1 sentence, others a few pages, all cut to the meat of the matter. This concise manual begins by describing what is called the dichotomy of control. Begin quote. There are things which are within our power, and there are things which are beyond our power. End quote. This doesn't seem to be wisdom of the highest order, does it? The word truism comes to mind. It goes on describing what is in our power. Begin quote. Within our power are opinion, aim, desire, aversion, and, in one word, whatever affairs are our own. End quote. The banality continues. However, the 3rd line gets interesting. Begin quote. Beyond our power are body, property, reputation, office, and, in one word, whatever are not properly our own affairs. End quote. It's at this point modern sensibilities take exception. Even those who study Stoicism in earnest come to disagreement over this. Well, I may not be able to control my body completely, but I have partial control. I can eat well, exercise, get the rest I need. Surely, I may not be able to control my reputation fully, but I have partial control. I can smile, be friendly, speak kindly to strangers. Of course, I can't control how much I earn with impunity, but I have partial control. I can work hard, put in the hours, apply for jobs that pay higher wages. There is no partial control. The dichotomy is binary, on or off, control or no control. The partial control in the above sentiments refers to making choices to engage in specific behaviors. We can choose to eat well, to exercise, and to get the rest we believe is necessary. But that does not mean we control our health. We influence our health through our choices. Influence is not control. It's not even partial control. We intend for our choices to achieve certain results. Those results are not in our control. We make choices, and events unfold as they may. Our bodies respond to the stimuli to which they are exposed, either by our own choosing or by happenstance. If we get cut, the body heals the wound. If we bask under the summer sun, the body perspires. If we bite, chew, and swallow food, the body digests most of it, assimilating the amino acids, glucose, and fatty acids into the tissues, and excretes what's unused. If we regularly lift heavy weights, the body develops muscle tissue. All this occurs naturally, barring any organic issues, for example, disease or a hormonal imbalance. I'll go no further with examples for reputation or wealth. It's abundantly clear. The body is listed first as what is beyond our power. This should quell any claims of control over any externals whatsoever. It should, but it hasn't, as the Enchiridion is a brief sketch of a much larger body of work. We can refer to the Discourses for clarification. In Discourses, Book 4, Chapter 1, Epictetus goes into greater detail. Begin quote. Consider then whether we have nothing or everything in our own sole power, or whether some things are in our power and some in that of others. What do you mean? When you would have your body perfect, is it in your power or is it not? It is not. When you would be healthy, it is not. When you would be handsome, it is not. When you would live or die, it is not. Body then is not our own, but is subject to everything that proves stronger than itself. Agreed. End quote. And another? Begin quote. What then if, when I am exerting myself to walk, anyone should restrain me? What part of you can he restrain? Can he restrain your assent? No, but my body. Yes, as he may a stone. Be it so, but still I cease to walk. And who claimed that walking was one of the actions that cannot be restrained? For I only said that your exerting yourself towards it could not be restrained. But wherever the body and its assistants are essential, you have already heard that nothing is in your power. Be this too agreed. End quote. And one more. Begin quote. Is not my hand my own? It is a part of you, but it is by nature clay, liable to restraint, to compulsion, a slave to everything stronger than itself. End quote. The use of our body and anything that requires its assistance is not within our power. How is it still argued that we can control, or even partially control, the achievement of any external result? I put it like this. Even if the achievement of an external result depended merely on our taking a single breath, the only thing within our power would be to have the aim, desire, and intention to draw that breath. That we breathe in any particular moment is not within our power. We breathe, fate permitting. So, according to Epictetus and the Stoics, we have such little power that even our own body is not ours to command. If we can't even rely on the body's ability to draw breath with absolute certainty from one moment to the next, what's left for us? With so much beyond our power, we need concern ourselves with only one thing, our prooresis. Prooresis, ancient Greek, means choice, volition, will, or intention. Epictetus considered the prooresis to be the very essence of ourselves. This is the only power we have. It's also the only power we need to live a good life. Before exploring how to use our faculty of choice wisely, we'll look at why accepting such a limited view of what's within our power is so important to becoming what I call a Stoic strength athlete. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, begin quote, Someone like that, an athlete in the greatest of all contests. The struggle not to be overwhelmed by anything that happens. End quote. That's it for today. Catch you next time.